and welcome to this week's Battle of the Ports. Last week we took a look at the Blues Brothers. This week we continue with the sequel, the Blues Brothers Jukebox Adventure, which was first developed for the SNES and released in June 1993. As with the tradition of Euro platformers, in this game you need to roam around collecting crap. In this game's case, characters have to gather records to throw at enemies and find a jukebox at the end of each level to make it to the next one. The game can be played by two players simultaneously, and the scrolling keeps focus on both characters by pushing the one that gets behind. As you can imagine, this can be very annoying. The controls are incredibly slippery, and at times it can be difficult to know what platforms you can stand on and which you'll fall straight through. Talking of which, this game has many blind jumps. Always a sign of quality level design. Talking of level design, there are icons you can pick up such as musical notes which act as checkpoints, or a cake that gives you an extra hit while changing your character into a muscle-bound beefcake. Oh, and a jukebox that gives you invincibility. However, many of these objects can be placed in meaningless areas, such as a checkpoint at the beginning of a stage, or an invincibility right at the end of a stage. Truly some poor game design. The soundtrack in the SNES version uses a combination of Blues Brothers licensed music with original compositions.
Rock and roll. Rock and roll.
The next release in 1994 was for MS-DOS. This is based upon the SNES version, but with much more toned down graphics and a lot of stage design changes. Not that it matters though, as the game is still awful to play. Just like the SNES version, the controls are very slippery, but now with the added bonus of extra large collision detection boxes. Also, just like the SNES version, enemies can respawn as soon as you move the screen forward. I hate this in games, and one of the main reasons why I can't stand Mega Man games. Anyway, for a PC platformer of the time, this moves reasonably well, but it's far from a game worth playing. The final port of this unholy mess of a game was to the Game Boy. Yet this is another shitty platformer with many blind jumps, but it gets worse than the home versions. In this Game Boy game, your records don't carry over to the next level, nor do you keep any that you may have collected before dying. This makes the game unfairly difficult. Also, it's full of cheap deaths and unavoidable hits. Stage 2 starts you off right in the path of a spinning spike ball. If you don't move as soon as the stage starts, you will be hit. You also get bounced about all over the place if hit by an enemy, and the scrolling is jerky, which sure doesn't help. Man, Titus really are a bunch of tits.
Did you just say tits?
Yes. Yes, I did. let's take a look at all those versions of the Blues Brothers Jukebox Adventure running side by side.